They'll be calling you a radical, and I should have did this video a long time ago. I'm going to change that to we. I like it because it's a small I, not a capital. We kick cancers, leukemia, AML. I want to talk about this. Radiation treatment and chemo treatment are two very, very different treatments. They are completely different from each other. When the doctor uses the word acute on you. Now, I was diagnosed almost 11 years ago with AML de novo, which is a real radical form of leukemia, acute leukemia that presents in tumors with a marker of 44. It's pretty well unsurvivable. The life expectancy when you're diagnosed with that is a matter of months, the average. If the doctor uses acute, now I'm all for holistic medicine, I've used it, but when the doctor uses acute on you, you're not going to smoke some weed, you're not going to take some pills, you're not going to order something on the internet, you're not going to listen to an armchair doctor and live, you're going to die. It's on. When they use the word acute, it's on. I went from 175 to 170 to 130 in 3 weeks. This is important I talk about this. Modern day chemo is not your father's chemo. My father died of leukemia. Treatment has come miles in the last 10. Cancer rates are off the hook, yet survival rates are freaking doing so much better. The cocktails they use, the dynamic. Now, listen, I've got 4 tattoos up me. Dr. Thompson at LDS, I was his very last patient, but my doctors are anti-radiation. They don't like the treatment. They don't want nothing to do with it, you know. I had heavy chemo. I had RCM squared. I had 3 rounds, central line of my jugular. But it's not your father's chemo. A lot of the new chemos are using mushroom. A lot of them are different, all kinds of dynamics. They're different kinds of cocktails. They mix, you name it, they mix it. It's a dynamic treatment. They've gotten so much better. It's not radiation. The radiation I had, very, very, very light, and it was very debated. We only had just very little right there where the tumors were. And, you know, I have the 4, very, very little. I'm not a pro radiation treatment guy. And we're learning more and more. We have over the years that, you know, what it does as far, and then chemo's a delicate, but the thing is, the bottom line when they use acute on you, you're most likely, you're in a fire, you're in a Hail Mary situation. You don't do anything, you're going to die. I mean, you make that choice, and it's a tough choice. I get it. You know, euthanasia should be legal, and a lot of people just make the choice, not going through. And I understand. I get that. You know, and I don't blame you. It's a long, hard fight, and I want people to understand because people ask me all the time, "What's your secret?" I'm a big juicer. Should have got my beet juice. I found some new beet juice today, mixed with some berries. I drink carrot juice. I'm a walker, but the key to it is this. Fighting back against the fuckers that gave it to you. The intensity. The intensity. The intensity has to match the intensity of the cancer. The free radical cancer cells that are in your body, free radicals versus post-ignorance. That intensity has to match that intensity. If it doesn't, that intensity is going to win. Those fuckers are vicious. They don't fuck around. You know, again, I was losing 6-7 pounds a day. I never missed the can one time in those 5 years. Not once. Not once. That's how intense it. No mistakes. LDS in Utah, we have a computerized system. So if the nurse plugs in whatever, I had 22 things happening after my back. Now, granted, I was born with a bad aortic valve. Chemo didn't help that out. Had open heart surgery. Gallbladder went. Lost teeth. But I would have died. It's not your father's chemo. And people, this needs to be straightened out. Radiation treatment and chemotherapy treatment are 2 completely different treatments. They're not the same. They have nothing to do with each other. You know, some doctors use both, whatever. I'm not a fan of radiation. Not even. Chemo is a big, broad fucking term. I mean, they need to change the word because a lot of it is so different. I mean, it's different drug cocktails mixed. I mean, Marshall Jensen was in the room next to me. He got the HIV genome. First one in the country to get it. He died, but it's working. I've met people that you wouldn't believe. I'm a 1%er. You know, I'm in the 1% studies. You know, and we know that the common denominator is risk takers. Good with numbers. But the acknowledgement. They're not living in denial. The fighting against the fuckers that gave it to you. Not living in a fairy tale. Not living like that, oh, can I just take this pill and lay down, let's go eat. It's intense. It's a fight. When you come out of the chemo, it's a fight. You know, I hike, I fucking walk, I'm intense, I struggle, I fight every day. You know, I work at this so hardcore you don't even know. You know, I work at this every day. Holistic medicine? Fuck. I've used so much holistic medicine post-fucking chemo. I didn't have a transplant. My doctor says I could be the first one in the United States he knows of with AML de novo this high without a transplant, willingly. Brian Morris did it. His came back after 9 years and he had a transplant. He's alive. But I just want people to understand. Radiation and chemo are two very different treatments. Very different treatments. That's where the juggling, the behind the cack, the whole thing was all developed while fighting cancer. The dynamics. It's a very dynamic fight. It's a dynamic disease. It requires a very dynamic treatment. I had a whole team of doctors, and this is important. I've been treated by world-class doctors. Bimbo Peterson, Vincent Hansen. The only reason they really put so much work into me is because I am an anti-nuclear. So are they. I'm not going to lose you. And, you know, he's from Copenhagen. He's an anti-nuclear big time. We can't lose you. And it's an intense fight, and it's a lonely fight. It's hardcore. And, you know, the financial struggle, the fight is the life, the greatest fight. But I wanted to get this up. It's important for people to understand. I'm a 1%er. And just because I've kicked its ass for now doesn't mean it can't get up any fucking minute and fucking jump me from behind. Leukemia is the nuclear industry. I was in the Bone Marrow Transplant Center with two guys that worked in a nuclear reactor in Illinois. Both late 40s, early 50s. In the support group, say, you know, my work is, I was working on my PhD, my long ongoing PhD. Shows that if you work at a nuclear reactor, your statistical probability of dying of this disease is many times higher. Complete denial, both of them. Both of them complete denial, but they refused to fight. I was like, come on, come walk with me. Let's go down to Memory Grove. Let's go over to the freaking Capitol and fight fucking, these assholes want to bring Blue Castle in here. Let's go fight Energy Solutions today. Come on, come on. They want to fight. It's like the bully. You can run to teacher, you can run to everybody. I mean, it just comes to a fucking point where you have to fight the fucking bully. Win, draw, or lose. You really have to take a fucking bat out. You have to smack the fucking bully across the fucking face as hard as you can with the bat. That's what leukemia is. That's what fighting leukemia is. It's a dynamic, incredible fight. Acute cancers. And I use every holistic thing you could do. I'm a big juicer. Carrot juice, beet juice. I cheat. I'm very militant on my diet. I eat very cleanly. I try to get enough rest, but I'm very active. I'm very aware of other cancer victims. I never forget the people that passed away from this disease. I always say it like this. You're no match for me. The angels that the nuclear industry and all these earth roundup poisoned pigs fucking killed, oh, they watch out over me. They're with me. I don't forget them. I think about them every day. I think about my father. I think all these beautiful people that I was friends with have died from this disease. I fight for them. They're dead. So, where'd you sleep last night? Don't you fucking lie to me. Where'd you sleep last night, girl? Where'd you sleep, girl? Don't you fucking lie to me. I slept in the dead fucking pines with the suns from Fukushima, Japan. They always shine like you. I slept next to you, Kevin. I slept next to you. Don't you remember? Don't you remember I slept next to you in the Bone Marrow Transplant Center? I'm dead, Kevin. I'm in heaven. Don't you remember? Lord, I remember. Lord, I remember. Lord, I remember. way up from and high. I fight back against the fuckheads that gave me cancer. I'm not fucking afraid of them. So I walked through the valley of the shadow of death. Walked the whole coast of California with platelets at 38. Had nobody out there. Literally starving to death. Fucking no money, down to nothing. Weighed 130 pounds. Had platelets at 38 for 5 years. Just kept going. Travel all over the world. I don't know how I did it. I know how I did it. The Mighty Blue Lady. I used to stand on the Pacific Ocean. I used to love the sills. Stand there. This went on for years. People have been with me, see, they'll come right up to me. I mean, I'm very Avalot Pismo, Diablo, Joe, the photographer, was there with me. Here come the whole family. Mom, Dad, the kids, cousins. Right up under the pier, having a whole blown out conversation. This is what are they saying to you? They're saying, Kevin, save us. Save us. Fukushima's killed our food. Save us. Fight. What'd you tell them? I says, I am fighting. I'm doing everything that I can. What'd they say? Fight harder. I will. I'll fight harder. What did the Upper California Purple Urchin say to the 60,000-pound one? I remember being in handcuffs. California coast, NorCal. Sun's just coming up. I'm fucking cold. I'm out of fucking food. I've been walking. I'm really sucked up to nothing. It's right as the sun's coming up. I'm walking. I look and I could see it. I'm like, oh, 60,000-pound fucking humpback whale dying. Right up on it. She's bleeding all over. Put my hands on her eyes. She's quivering. You could see her womb just gushing blood. I mean, she's dying. Her last breath. My hands are on her. I had an old paint roller in my bag. I took it out, took her blood and wrote, Fukushima killed me. Someone, how could Fukushima kill a 60,000-pound whale? You ever heard of starvation? What does the 60,000-pound whale say to the Upper California Purple Urchin or the sinus fucking starfish in the sea? Fukushima killed my food. What did the 60,000-pound whale reply to the fucking starfish? We too. I fight for her. She fights for me. It's we. I'm going to change that too. We. The Mighty Blue Lady. I fight for her. She fights for me from the sea. Kevin D. That's it. That's it. Real simple. Should we bust this open? Radiation and chemo are very different. It's a very dynamic fight. And why wouldn't you use everything at your freaking fingertips? I use holistic. I do everything. You know, people still telling me how to survive. I tell people, telling me, you should be asking me. You should be asking me. You know, write a book. This is a fucking book. You know, I'm a free library. And I give myself, on a bed of nails, you make me wait. My body bruised. It's hardcore. Do not kid yourself. It's hardcore, but so is death. And so is death. You know, you really don't have much choice. You know, you make one. And everybody says, why'd you fucking... A doctor looks you right in the eyes in the prime of your life, says, get your affairs in order, you'd be dead in 2 months, which they did. You know, you throw down. Or you fucking die. And I threw down. I chose to fight back. And I still do it. I made fucking promises in that Bone Marrow Transplant Center. I made lots of promises. You know, to God, to everybody, whoever that may be, that I would fight for all these people that the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate, these scumbags, these lying fucks have killed. I would fight for them for every day the rest of my life if I was given a second chance. I want to see my grandkids raised. You know, very emotional. It's been a very emotional fight, you know, and I don't know how I've done it. I get by with a little help from my friends. So, fight is the life. And it's not easy. In fact, it's hard. It's really fucking hard. But comfortability is not the zenith of life. And this fighting cancer, is actually the opposite of the zenith of life. Oh, it's a struggle. And you don't even know. You don't even know. Central line fucking in my jugular vein, in my lumbar puncture, in my brainstem, going in and out of a coma. Fuck kicked off Medicaid, fucking bleeding, emergency open heart surgery. When my gallbladder went, fucking lost my teeth. No insurance, no money. I mean, it's painful. It's hardcore. It's fucking brutal. Let's try this one last time. Let's get this right. Where'd you sleep last night, girl? Don't you lie to me. I slept in the dead fucking pines with the sun for Fukushima, Japan. That was shine. Where'd you sleep? Where's the head? In the pines with the sun that always shine. Where did you sleep last night? Kevin, don't you remember? Don't you remember? I slept next to you in the Bone Marrow Transplant Center at LDS, at Huntsman, at Scripps. Don't you remember? Lord, I remember. Oh, Lord, I remember. Lord, I remember. That's the fuck, the soup can, the intensity, the dynamics. I do yoga in the morning. It's my angry yoga. You know, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but I do my angry yoga, my stretching. I love to do it on the sea. You know, I become a bird. You know, I go through the whole meditation. I do this invisible. When I was in there, I do this invisible meditation with my fingertips I invented. Every square inch of my body. Cross-hatching, up, down, every square inch, and get it out. Get the fucking cancer out. Get it out. Get it out. Get it out. Push it out. Push it out. Push it out. And then I would let all the good, the angels, all that good strength, get it in me. Get the seals and the humpbacks. Get their souls inside me. Get our Mother Earth. Get all her strength and power inside me. Let it in. But first you gotta push those free radicals the fuck out. It's a hell of a fight. Thank you everybody who supports this historic work. I'm happy to be alive. I'm very grateful to be alive. Very grateful. And avoid armchair doctors. They're the worst. You know, live like you have cancer before you have cancer. You know, if you got chronic cancer, yeah, all holistic. But when the doctor uses acute on you, it's on. It's on. Be dynamic about it. Take control of your situation. You know, seek out. I got misdiagnosed by multiple doctors. Finally, you know, Vincent Hansen figured it out. They bone marrow biopsied me in. It was intense. I went into the bone marrow transplant on 11/11/11. Fuck, those were intense days. Got the central line out of me, you know, 10 years ago right now. It was intense. Mike Lee kicked me out Medicaid when I was in there. Platelet counts of 38, but I just kept going and I just kept fighting. So don't give up. Don't give up. You know, because the fight is the life. And remember this, only the good die young. They don't lose their fight. They don't lose their fight. It's how you die. The fight is the life. If you're going to go down, that's what I used to say. My daughter come in and he says, Kevin, I got an idea. Boom, right up there at LDS. I could probably buy you 2 years. I can almost guarantee with a certain time. But we can gamble and take a risk. You know, it's a long shot, but I think you're a candidate for it. You might live to be an old man without hesitation. I said all in. And I used to always say it. I might strike out. I might go down. But I'm sure not going to take a call third strike. I'll guarantee you that ain't fucking happening. I'm going down swinging. Radiation and chemo are two very, very different things. And the dynamics of the cancer fight these days, it's incredible, actually, what they're able to do. You know, I tell everybody, listen to inside you. You know, Danish philosophy, listen to your dreams. Listen to your dreams. Listen to them. I had a dream, and I held on to it. I had this really utopic fucking dream right before I was diagnosed. Most utopic dream I ever had. And my daughter used to say, you hang on. Oh, I have a rock in my pocket that my little granddaughter gave me. Oh, it's in my other pants. Oh, God, you better go get that. I just changed these because I've been painting my deck. So, but I always keep it with me. I have a set of stones I keep in my pocket. I keep them in my hand. One of my little granddaughter gave to me when she was 2. She's 13 now. I was walking the coast. I was out at Big Sur, and a guy gave me a black one. He wrote, hey, Captain Blank. You know, a lot of different people did a lot of things for me. A lot of people prayed for me. Again, long video. It's we. It's we. And remember, I was given 2 months to live almost 11 years ago with almost an unsurvivable disease. I'm alive. You know, I'm alive. You know, the fight is the life. Live or die, I guess whatever happens, happens. But it's how you go down. It's how you go down. Go down swinging. Go down swinging. Stay tuned.